Here's the 30-second lesson on what legends know. Never practice nunchucks in a crowded room. Never eat chole before a road trip. Always take your shirt off before you iron it. Don't take a call near a swimming pool. And don't forget, saving is not investing. Legends don't just save, they invest in mutual funds. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
As we all know, Arvind Kejriwal has been arrested by Enforcement Directorate, which has also got a 7-day remand from the PMLA court, Prevention of Money Laundering Act court. Now that has implications for national politics, wide implications on national politics today and also in times to come. That is what we are talking about in this week's National Interest. However, before I cut into the heart of the matter, my once a month reminder to you that all that we do, all of our journalism costs money. It's only possible if good people like you take paid subscriptions. So those of you who have taken a paid subscription, please top it up, please renew it, we need it. Those of you who haven't, and I know a lot more of you watch, hear and read us than have taken a paid subscription. Even if a few % more of you do it, we'll be in much better shape and we'll be able to expand our journalism much more widely and much more deeply. So please take that paid subscription. As I speak, you will see instructions on your screen. There is also a link given with the description of this video. Please go there and make that payment today, because remember, for good journalism to survive and grow, mere survival is not enough. For it to grow, good people who value decent journalism, decent unhyphenated journalism. So please do your bit so we can carry on doing ours. That done, let me get down to this week's argument. In her first response on the arrest of our Chief Minister and party leader, Atishi, a key minister in the Delhi government, said that Arvind Kejriwal isn't merely an individual. He is instead an idea. It follows that she means that his arrest or temporary removal from the scene won't mean a crippling blow to his politics, party or government. That's a good and interesting point. Let us take it at face value to begin with. We will know in the next few days what it means for his party and the two state governments it runs in Delhi and Punjab. In fact, I discussed some of that in the Cut the Clutter episode, which you might have seen by now. In case you haven't, I am also sharing a link with you with the description of this video, so do check it out. This column, this argument is focusing on national politics. That's why we say that the more important discussion is about implications this will have for national politics. Theoretically, if the Aam Aadmi Party, AAP, is able to withstand this blow and persevere till Kejriwal is eventually released, it could emerge stronger. Kejriwal could then return as a leader with his charisma burnished by time spent in BJP's prison. If your basic credibility remains intact and if your base is immune to corruption charges against you, some time in a rival government's jail never hurt an Indian politician. On the other hand, if your government flounders in your absence, your party lapses into disarray and is crippled further by defections, which the BJP will be working quite assiduously to bring about, it will send your politics into terminal decline. That's the juncture at which his party now stands. If Kejriwal today is an idea, the idea he and his politics grew around was a no-holds-barred fight against corruption. That is the reason the Modi government has now tarred him and his entire party and government with the same brush, corruption, the same brush and the same paint. It isn't the individuals they are after. It is the idea once synonymous with Kejriwal, that everybody in public life and debate, politicians, corporates, media, judges, everybody, bureaucrats, everybody is corrupt and complicit. Or as the India Against Corruption or IAC war cries went, sab chor hain, everybody is a thief and sab mile hue hain. They are all complicit. It followed that the only one truly fighting them all was Kejriwal, and he was the cleanest one. That's how he became an idea, which the Modi government now wants to destroy with corruption charges. Look now, Who has been talking all these years? See his reality. That's what they are trying to do. Over the past decade, the BJP witnessed that idea of Kejriwal gain ground. It won Punjab and got some votes in Goa, but more importantly, won 5 seats even in Gujarat. It polled about 13% of the vote in Gujarat, and Gujarat happens to be the Modi Shah BJP's pocket borough. And it also showed some growth in municipal elections, and that set alarm bells ringing. This BJP may run its politics on grievances of the past. This is what the Mughals did, this is what the Gaurids did, this is what Ghazni did, etc., etc. But it doesn't fight today's battles today. Like any true superpower, it fights the day after tomorrow's battles today, and ideally far from its own territory. The 2022 state elections in Gujarat showed AAP growing in the most valued part of BJP's own territory, its heartland of heartlands, Gujarat. That is when the die was cast and AAP was marked out as the rival of the day after tomorrow, to be finished now. If the BJP succeeds and the idea of Kejriwal now declines, it will reaffirm a larger trend in national politics, that all the efforts made by popular, powerful and ambitious leaders to expand their political geographies have failed. Over the past 3 years, we have seen Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool Congress, TMC, invest time, energy, money and some emotion in Goa, Tripura and Meghalaya in the hope of acquiring a pan-national footprint. And we've seen it fail. If the TMC's failure was spectacular, former Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao or KCR replacing the T for Telangana in his party's name with B, so TRS became BRS, that turned out to be a ridiculous disaster. One was a spectacular failure, Mamata's, the second was a ridiculous disaster. None of the other state parties can even dream of growing beyond their ethnic boundaries. The left, once the only other pan-state power, is grateful enough to just hold on to one state, that's Kerala, and elsewhere just hang on to Congress party's coattails. The AAP became the only party that succeeded in expanding its presence and rose to be the only party in the country other than the BJP and Congress to rule in more than one state. That made it 3 parties that ruled in more than one state, the BJP, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party. This is precisely the BJP has decided to cut into size. It is fighting a threat for a distant future today. To understand the significance of the political shift caused by Kejriwal's arrest, check out the political party to have risen to his and his party's defense with the greatest alacrity. It's the Congress. The party Kejriwal and his 2010 to 2014 campaign destroyed completely through its anti-corruption movement, routinely demanding the arrest of its topmost ministers. In fact, it also put out the list of its 10 most quote-unquote corrupt ministers, which also included the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. Why then is the Congress the party most vocal and active in Aam Aadmi Party's defense and not merrily rolling in schadenfreude? 2 other factors matter besides the partial alliance that the Congress party has with AAP in Delhi and Gujarat. The first is that the Congress, like any other anti-BJP party, knows that what is happening to AAP could happen to it tomorrow. In fact, some of it is happening to it already with its accounts frozen. Its chief ministers in Karnataka, Telangana and Himachal Pradesh are watching this with a great deal of fright, very closely. They are particularly interested in seeing what kind of fight their own party, especially its legal talent, its formidable legal talent, is able to put up. The second factor is that the Congress now knows that it is the only force, however weakened it might be, it is the only force that stands between the BJP and India's evolution into a single party republic. Not very different, say, from China in terms of single party domination. I am not saying in terms of the quality of democracy, in terms of single party domination. Because once the Congress is out of the way, the BJP could sort out the other regional powers en passant, co-opting some, demolishing others or swallowing them. The Congress therefore knows it will be its turn next. The key takeaway therefore is that the assault on AAP has made India a nation of 2 political forces, the BJP and the Congress. All the others have either vanished or are vanishing or have been confined to very limited geographies. Never mind the power differential between them, it is now BJP versus the Congress. It is safe now to say that in the years to come, at least till 2029, the Congress will be the BJP's only national rival, however weak it is. I'm not saying Aam Aadmi Party cannot recover and rise again, but it will spend quite a bit of time now fighting its legal battle. The Congress Party, despite its serial defeats, retains, at least it did until 2019, its vote share of nearly 20%. As long as 1 out of 5 Indians vote for you despite your many failings, waffling leadership and near zero hope of a victory and a return to power, you stay in the game. If that 20% even becomes 25, the game changes. Good point, you might say, if you were from the Congress, and even steal a moment to smile. Then comes the reality check. The first thing to do is to protect yourself from similar assaults from the BJP in the years to come, if not the months or maybe even the weeks. And for that, as the BJP is doing, fight your battles of the day after tomorrow today. That is why the Congress has risen so spiritedly to AAPs defense. It is fighting for its own survival and to still be in the ring and up for a fight with the inevitability of a two-party system in the country looming.